Americans are now in a record amount of debt as we speed toward a recession, and the vast majority of people don't have the financial backing to weather through a recessionary storm. Well, it's all highlighted right here in this article, which I will be popping up on the screen for in just a second, so you can see exactly how much debt we have collectively. It is a new record, and it's a lot of money. It is multiple trillions of dollars, and I'm going to bring this up on the screen for you so you can see all of the statistics behind all this, and we can clearly see what's happening across the entire country and our entire population of about 334 million people, and the vast majority of people have no money right now. So if you're feeling like, hey, I've got no money, I'm broke, I'm feeling really financially down right now, you are not alone. So if you ever feel that way, please just recognize you are certainly not alone during this time right now. There's a lot of people, in fact, the vast majority of our population that is literally in the exact same position. Now, I'm certainly not trying to dismiss anybody's feelings or how anybody is experiencing their situation right now. All I'm saying is that there's a lot of us in the same position, and it's all highlighted in this article. It's a rough situation. If things were this good financially for the entire population, we wouldn't be racking up the amount of debt that we are right now. It is nuts to see what's going on. Which, by the way, I totally recognize every single dollar counts right now. So if you're enrolled in Medicare, please call this team of trusted advisors right here with this phone number, as they are helping seniors here in this community every single day navigate your Medicare plans, whether you have a supplement plan, a Medigap plan, Part D plan, Medicare Advantage, or if you're turning 65 or retiring and need to enroll in Medicare. This is by far your best resource. They're going to save you a ton of time, days, weeks, hours, probably months of research. They have the technology, the sophisticated computers and algorithms in place. They can find you the best plan in a matter of minutes once they understand your needs, and it is 100% for free for them to work on your behalf. If you have not done so, join the other nearly 3,000 people here in this community that have called them right there with that phone number, and hopefully they will find you a better plan, better coverages, and just like the other people here in the community who are saving on average $1,100 of average savings. It's absolutely incredible. Anyway, write that phone number down, take a picture, make sure to call them. They will work on your behalf completely for free. And after you talk to them, leave me a comment down below, and I'd love to feature you in an upcoming video and give you a shout out. All right, anyway, let's pop this article up on the screen right here, right now. Here is the article. Feel free to read through it if you want to. I'm just going to pull out some key data points that I want to share with you and what we want to take out of this. Now, we just hit a new consumer debt record. Now, I'm not talking about national debt. That's about $37 trillion of national debt. That's government debt. We're not talking about that. We're talking about consumer debt. You and me and everybody else out there who has debt on all kinds of different things, right? Anyway, we now collectively have $18.2 trillion of consumer debt. That's a lot. That's a lot of debt across all of us, right? Well, not only that, here's the interesting part. $12.8 trillion of that, of the $18.2 trillion, is encompassed in mortgages. So the vast majority of our debt is in mortgages. But that's not all of it. There's also $1.18 trillion in credit card debt. Now, here's the good thing about this. In the first quarter of this year, which, by the way, these reports that come out are pretty lagging. So this was the first quarter of the year. So this is, months ago already. I mean, the report just came out not that long ago, but the point being is that the data that they collect is from the first quarter of the year, okay? But anyway, credit card balances actually went down by $29 billion. So that's actually really good that people are paying their credit card debt down a little bit. Because if that number continues to go up, we'd be like, hey, that's not really a good thing, right? That's actually really bad. It's actually a really bad thing. But we actually paid our credit card debt down by $29 billion, but it's still sitting at $1.18 trillion. So I guess when you look at it that way, it's like, well, did we really make a lot of progress here? or not really? Yeah, more like not really, right? A little bit, but certainly not that much. Student loan balances also went up. As you can see there, about 1.6 trillion or whatever. Yeah, student loan balances went up. Well over $1 trillion in student loan balances. There's auto loans. That one's about $1.6 trillion in auto loans, right? So again, you can see here, a lot of us borrowing money for simple things just to get by. And this is like no shock whatsoever. they were all borrowing money on these types of things, right? Now, why? Why would all this be the situation that we're dealing with right now? Well, have we seen any meaningful increase to our incomes over the last, call it, I don't know, 4 or 5 years? Not really. I mean, some people for sure. Yeah, some people have certainly seen some income increases, but the vast majority of the population, no, not really. A few percentage points, not a whole lot. So with that being said, incomes have not kept up. Meanwhile, over the last 4 or 5 years or so, inflation has gone up, depends on what you look at, anywhere between about 22 and 40% across the board on all kinds of different things like food and shelter and housing and rents and utilities and transportation and cars and utilities and healthcare. It doesn't matter what it is. It's all gone up a ton. We all recognize that. And meanwhile, our incomes have not gone up anywhere near that. In fact, maybe like a little bit, 5, 10, maybe 15% across the board on incomes. And expenses have gone up significantly more than that, right? So anyway, it's not necessarily a good sign when we see this debt, record debt, quarter after quarter after quarter, new record consumer debt. That's not really a good thing, right? In fact, it's not highlighted here in this article, but I was just reading another article the other day as well, where they were finding that the average person out there does not have an extra $400 for an unforeseen expense or bill. Like if a $400, expense came up today, like whoops, something happened, it's going to cost me $400. The vast majority of households don't have an extra $400 to cover that. That puts people in a really, really precarious and essentially a really vulnerable position to be in if that's where we're at and people don't have $400. And don't get me wrong, I get it. But I'm just saying, 5-6 years ago, $400 was like, you can maybe get a couple of things at $400. Today, $400, good luck. Good luck getting anything for $400 today, right? Obviously, you can get some groceries with that, but I mean like a big expense, like a car breaks down, a refrigerator stops working, a water heater, goes out, a furnace, an air conditioner, something like that. That's at least $400 to get that repaired. Any parts like that, I mean, you're talking probably more than $400, right? So that's kind of the situation, is that the vast majority of households don't even have that $400 in that unforeseen situation where something may pop up and happen. That'd be a really tough situation for the vast majority of households. Anyway, I like to keep an eye on these numbers. I like to keep an eye on these statistics to see where we're currently at. And again, this is just one of the reports that comes out. And this one comes out quarterly. So this was just the first quarter of the year, right? But again, remember, generally the first quarter of the year is kind of a slower time of year. Why? We just came out of the holidays. People come out of the holidays, the fourth quarter of the year, obviously, November, December, that time of year when people are spending a ton of money. Do you think they just jump into January right away and say, oh, January, let's spend a bunch of money? No. Generally, January is a time where people roll back and they're like, hey, I got to hang back here and lick my wounds a little bit. That was rough. The last quarter of the year was a rough time of year. I'm going to hang low for a little while here, right? So generally, the first quarter of the year is kind of a time when people don't spend as much. They kind of contract a little bit. Maybe try to pay down some of that holiday debt that was racked up. And that's maybe why we saw the $29 billion that was paid down from credit cards. People trying to pay some of that holiday debt down, right? But obviously, we're well beyond the first quarter at this point. It'll be interesting to see how these numbers adjust as we get into the data from the second quarter and the third quarter here to see where we're at and how this information comes in and what it looks like going forward. Anyway, I always like to keep an eye on this. I just want to share with you what I'm finding here, and we'll see what happens. And again, as they've all been saying, get ready. Big recession coming now, second half of the year. Let's see what happens. Only time's going to tell, right? Depends on what you look at. Some reports say, oh yeah, we've got it confirmed, recession coming in. And then other reports say, oh no, this is a huge, robust, strong economy. We're not getting anywhere near a recession. Only time will tell. Either way, I'll keep you posted the whole way along all this. Thank you so much for watching. Please, again, if you need help with your Medicare, which if you're enrolled in Medicare, you need help with your Medicare. I promise you that, okay? You probably have better plans out there that you don't even know about. because it's a lot of work sifting through 20,000 plans. Well, this team of trusted advisors, again, has access to 20,000 plans. They will look through all of them in your local area, isolate it down to find you the best plan at the best price with the best coverages and the best fit for you and your personal needs. So you can see the doctors you want, the providers you want to see, the networks you want to go to, the prescription needs if you have any at all. They'll find all of those, present your options, and it's totally free for them to do that. Take advantage of that. Here's the deal. Like I said earlier, nearly 3,000 of you here in this community have called them. A lot of you getting better coverages, better plans, better benefits. And get this, the average person that's calling them here, that phone number, is saving $1,100. That's the average savings from a simple 5, 10, 15, maybe 20-minute phone call that's totally free. Not sure about you, but that's a really good return on your time, if you ask me, right? That kind of savings for a short phone call, I don't know. Again, it's no guarantees at all. Some people save more, some people save less, no guarantees, but all I'm saying, that's the average savings from people that are connecting with them. Anyway, do yourself a huge favor, call them, have them do a quick review, see where you're at, see what options you have. You never know. And after you talk to them and you get yourself better coverages and a better plan, leave me a comment down below. I'd love to feature you in an upcoming video, give you a shout out, and share with everybody else the experience that you had. Otherwise, if you're new here, please consider subscribing. Big subscribe button down below. Share the video. Big share button down below. Feel free to like the video. Big like button down below. Otherwise, check out the nearly 6,000 videos here on the channel in the video library. And by the way, share that phone number with your friends, family, social media, neighbors, acquaintances, parents, neighbors down the street, neighbors down the hall. Anybody that you know would benefit from that information, please go ahead and share that as well. Otherwise, down below in the description, I've hand-selected some popular videos for you. Check those out. Or popping up on your screen right now. You'll see some videos there. Check those out. Otherwise, until next time, thank you so much for watching. Enjoy, and I'll catch you again later in the